welcome back to Bar Talk. Your host, Chris Clemenza, Pepino, Philatos. We have a special guest today, all the way from Coney Island, Brooklyn, Cyclone. So, Cyclone, how did you get into comedy?
Man, I wish I could honestly say I forgot, because it's been nothing but misery ever since. But I was acting, I was a failure at it, and I did what most failures do, become a stand-up.
That makes sense.
Yes. And I only do this because I can't sing or dance.
You look like you can dance.
Oh, no. I mean, I could dance like Tino Romero, but that's only 2 steps.
Tino Romero, the Panamanian 2-step?
Yes.
So, Cyclone, tell us a drunk story.
Okay, well, if you could remember, there used to be a newspaper called the National, and I don't want to mention anybody's name and get anybody in trouble, but Frank DeFord was the editor of the paper. And when I was in college, I was a radio DJ. And with my hard work, my college, I don't want to say any names, Kingsborough Community College, 2001 Oriental Boulevard in Brooklyn, New York. Because of me, we were able to get Mets press passes.
Nice.
And
Maybe they didn't like it.
Yeah. And the day that I was to go to Shea Stadium for the first time, I was brought into the station general manager's office and said, Cyclone, do not get drunk. Do not act like a moron. You are supposed to be a professional, and you are repping the college. I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry, keep in mind, this guy's name is Cyclone.
And listen, in fairness...
And that's the name of the Ferris wheel?
Roller coaster.
What?
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
And in fairness, you don't get as fat as I do unless you're an alcoholic degenerate. So, take that as what it's worth. So what happens is, I understood that I gotta act like a professional. I go down there, I meet Jay Horowitz downstairs, he brings me up to the press box, and there is a spread of food and alcohol from here to Hoboken.
Oh my.
And I'm eating, and I'm eating, and I'm eating, and I'm kind of trying to stay away from the alcohol, because I don't want to get drunk. I'm then introduced to Frank DeFord. And he starts drinking as I'm eating. He continues to drink as I eat. And on my grandmother's grave, by the third pitch that Ron Darling threw in the top of the first inning against the Chicago Cubs, Mr. Frank DeFord was falling down drunk. I look at my cameraman and I'm like, well, if this is the way a professional acts, shit! Go get me some booze! Now, I have a high threshold for pain. So, I kinda don't like drinking piss water, cause piss is piss, and
yes,
it's not good.
Piss water meaning Coors, Bud, Yingling.
Or urine. Right. Right. Thanks for pointing out that I'm a Jew. and so my drug of choice is Jim Beam, and not only don't I just like to drink it, I like to drink it out of a bottle like a baby. When people say, do you want to drink on the rocks? The fuck do I want ice cubes for? Give me ice cubes in the summer when I'm hot. The rest of the year, just give me booze. So, I have my cameraman sneak out from the press box. Once again, I don't want to mention any names, but Gary Fiorello snuck out a large bottle of Jim Beam, which I don't know how much it cost the Mets, being that, I mean, this was like in '88, so I mean, the Mets were paying bills back then.
They actually won it.
Yeah.
In 85, 86.
86, yeah. And what happened was, by the third inning, I was shit-faced. And the interviews I was supposed to be doing was after the game. So they bring me downstairs after the game, into the Mets clubhouse. And I'm shit-faced. Keep in mind, I'm only a college student. I am not truly a professional like Frank DeFord, who is sitting there with a high alcohol threshold. Okay, he's asking guys questions left and right, no problem. I go up to Frank Viola, who at the time was 7-0, and I go like this. Mr. Viola, are you happy you're out fucking Minnesota? And he looks at me like I got 3 eyeballs. As it turns out, I got in trouble for doing that little stunt. I mean, everybody else is drunk. The Mets are fucking drunk. The press is drunk. But God forbid a college student drink, and they put the kibosh on it. That's one. But then I got into working with paparazzi and, you know, dealing with celebrities. And I forgot the movie premiere that I was at. But the after party was at the Pink Elephant, which is a very famous celebrity bar in the city on the west side. And I happen to know the head of security there. And I had been chasing celebrities all day. And I'm beat. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I mean, you figure some of my fat would be eating off of itself, and I would never get hungry, but let's face it, I'm always hungry.
No.
Yeah, I know, it's shocking, isn't it? I mean, here's a shock. I actually follow McDonald's on Twitter. I mean, it's like shocking. What happens is...
You know, what's more shocking is they follow you back.
Yes, they do. And I see a friend of mine who's one of the heads of security at the Pink Elephant, and he just rushed in Hayden Christensen and Rachel Bilson, because the two of them had just started dating. And I see him and I'm like, Jimmy, you gotta get me something. Bro, I'm working. Jimmy, come on, man. Hook a fucking brother up. So he goes inside once it cools down a little bit outside, and he comes out with 2 Red Bulls and a 1-gallon bottle of Poland spring water.
I'm sorry, how did we get 2 Red Bulls? I'm still in 88.
Okay, well, here's how it all ties in. Cause this is like a Casey Stengel story.
So you went from 88 Ron Darling, which I'm going to do with Wikipedia for all the youngsters who don't know what 1988 was.
Or successful Mets.
Or successful Mets. Well, that's a good one. Or a newspaper. So I'll have that all in Wikipedia for our young viewers.
And
now, how do we get to Red Bull? I'm sorry, I had to plug that in.
Because one job led into the other, and he comes out with 2 Red Bulls. And I'm like, okay, I'll drink those Red Bulls tomorrow. And he gives me a gallon of Poland spring water. And he looks at me and goes, this ain't Poland spring water in here. I'm like, what is it? He goes, what the hell do you think? I'm like, I don't know. He poured out 1 gallon of straight vodka for me. And I sat on the curb, and it took me about, I don't know, 2.5 seconds, and I guzzled it like a baby gorilla.
To all your audience members, in Poland, Poland spring water is Polish vodka.
Yes. So, I mean, those are the 2, I guess, kind of wildish, oddball stories that I have. Cause, I mean, not to put like a hamper on this wonderful day, but I got diagnosed as being a type 2 diabetic. And, I mean, yeah, sure, I'm probably going to lose a leg, but I'm winning a handicap parking sticker.
Nowadays, that means a lot.
Right. And,
You'll lose a leg just paying for the fees and parking.
right.
It's a 50-50 thing.
And, I mean, it's at the point where I'm not supposed to drink. And look, here's the deal. Folks that don't know me, I'm 5'11 and a half, I'm 325. I'm a big boy. Okay? So it takes a lot to even get me hammered. You know, I'm not a small fry like you. And
I'm 5 foot 170. I'm not a baby man.
And what I'll do now is, even though I'm not supposed to drink, when I get angry, instead of punching things, I'll go around the corner to the liquor shop and I'll buy 3 or 4 bottles of Jim Beam and I'll just down them. Do my blood sugar the next morning and it'll be like 1,000 and I'll wonder how it got so high. Yeah.
Oh my. I guess, great stories. For all the youngsters, Wikipedia, Ron Darling for you. I'm a Met fan. I was born in Queens, so that's why I know who Ron Darling is.
And once again, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Not Frank DeFord, Gary Fiorello, the New York Mets.
Also, people are going in the audience. New York Mets had a winning season. What the hell is this?
Yeah, it's dating me.
Last time they won, when I was born, and they haven't won since.
The last time they won, I got pussy.
I was born, Cyclone got pussy.
Yes. Which is a whole other sad story all in itself.
We'll leave it at that. Cyclone, anything you want to plug? Plug your variety show, please.
Okay, yes. The third Wednesday of every month, I have a live on-the-air cable show, unless, once again, I don't want to mention any names. Brooklyn Access Cable should fuck up like they did this past week. But I'm a forgiving person. No, not really. But yeah, the third Wednesday of every month from 5 to 6, on Brooklyn Access Cable, on the Brick website. You could follow us and get all the information for it at facebook.com//horizontal line, whatever the fuck that is.
We'll plug it into the YouTube, iTunes.
The Cyclone Variety Show, and check out
You're one of the biggest things in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
The Nets and
well, you know what? Speaking of the Nets, really fast. I mean, not only did they lose Jason Kidd, which good. You want to go to Minnesota? Fuck you. Kevin Garnett wants to leave? Good. Fuck you. They just fired the freaking mascot, and it kills me. They just fired the head cheerleader. She was making $25 a game. That's who they fired.
the head cheerleader
Was making $25 and they just fire her ass.
She's sucking dick for another 3, 4, 500. So
I mean,
you gotta do the math.
I mean, I hope to one day make $25 at a gig.
Emma might get on me on that one later. Well, Cyclone, thanks for coming all the way
Thank
from
you.
the island. Hopefully, if this actually gets anywhere, we'll see. We'll have you back.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yay!